The story begins when Tubu's army waged war against the Tang dynasty. There was chaos everywhere. The Tang soldiers were not prepared for this, not even the governor of Sikhi commandery, Gavisi. After defeating Tubu in the Kushan fortress, Gavisi learned that another enemy army was advancing towards them. He told his soldiers to stop fighting and quickly take refuge in Lashi Pass. After reaching Lashi Pass, Gavisi learned that Tubu had surrounded Chang'an and the emperor had fled the capital with his court. Gavisi was confused about what to do, but he had to obey the emperor's orders and protect Chang. Gavisi decided to interrogate a Tubu prisoner, but then a soldier told him that the emperor had sent military inspector Chang. Gavisi ordered the prisoner to be tied up in the cold and tried to kill himself in his failure. But Inspector Chang questioned Gavisi harshly and wanted to know about his old friend Li. Gavisi told the story of how his grandfather had killed Li. Gausi had won many wars for the Tang Empire. His father made Gausi an expert in martial arts and studies, but at the age of 16, his father passed away and he was orphaned from the village. Gausi reached Chang'an to restore his family's lost honor, but on the way he met Li Bai, who was the son of a rich merchant. At first, the two fought over a horseman, but later Li Bai understood the truth about Gausi. After this, both of them became friends. Li Bai asked Gausi for help in burying the ashes of his dead friend Vian, and in return Gausi taught Li Bai how to throw a spear. Meanwhile, a prisoner who was chained in the cold was on the verge of dying, when two soldiers free him and tell him that they are supporters of Tabo. They said that Governor Gausi is going to be replaced by Yan Wu in 2 days and Tabo has to conquer Chang'an quickly. Gausi and Li Bai went to the house of a senior officer, but Li Bai was rejected because he was the son of a rich merchant who was given the lowest rank in the capital. This rejection did not affect Li Bai. The two then went to the Yellow Crane Tower and drank all night. There Li Bai decided to write a poem and demanded that his poem be placed next to the poet Ki Hao's poem in the tower. After seeing Ki Hao's poem, everyone praised him a lot. That night Li Bai decided that he would become an official. He separated from Gaxi and went to Yanga while Gaxi decided to go to Chang'an. Gaxi promised that if he succeeded in Chang'an, he would go to meet Li Bai. On reaching Chang'an, Gaxi found out that his family's name had been tarnished and no senior officer was willing to help him. To make a living, he started spear dancing and started looking for an opportunity to prove his ability. Luckily, he got a chance to perform at a banquet of Prince Qin. This was his only chance. During the dance, Gaxi demonstrated a war technique which shocked everyone. But Princess Yejun did not like his dance because it looked scary. Disillusioned with the village, he hid in a room. There he met Prince Qin's friend Yang Du, who told him that Princess Eugene only liked dance and music. The next day, Gausi saw other people taking their official ranks, which made him even more sad. One day he saved a singing lady from falling off a horse. The same lady he had met at the banquet. But Gaxi was shocked when he heard that Li Bai's poems were famous all over Chang'an. Gaxi immediately left Chang'an and reached Yangon. There he found Li Bai, who had become famous. But Li Bai put him in another trouble. He stole a beautiful woman from a banquet and fled. They were celebrating on a boat when some people came looking for the woman. They forcibly took the woman back. The woman danced for Li Bai for the last time. Li Bai gave her all the money he had and his precious jade ring. Gaxi was angry at his old friend's lifestyle. He started wondering why Li Bai gave up his dream of becoming an official. Then a man named Pesi claimed that Li Bai is now a famous poet and he is doing well. Gaxi challenged Pesi, but Pesi defeated him. Then Gaxi came to know that Pesi is actually a woman, and the daughter of General Pei, who was a great swordsman. Ashamed by her defeat, Gaxi decided to go to Shenzhou and improve her skills. However, Li Bai wanted Gaxi to stay in Yang and enjoy the night. Gaxi's mind was already made up. Meanwhile, a soldier reported that Tabo had reached the Lashi Pass, which meant that the fort could be destroyed in the next 6 hours. Nobody took any action, but Gaxi had a plan. She told Inspector Chung to rest and listen to the rest of her story. The story reveals that Gaxi not only increased his strength but also his reading ability because a village student helped him in his studies. One day the villagers brought a man who was found wandering around the temple. Gaxi saw that it was none other than his old friend Li Bai. Both were very happy to meet each other, but Li Bai explained his current situation. After leaving Yangzhou, his brothers refused to give him his share in father's property, due to which he was outcast. Now he is planning to marry Chancellor Xu's daughter. Li Bai decided to join Qiyu in the battlefield, but he was not happy because he would have to live with his wife's family. Gaxi opposed the idea. Li Bai decided to visit his friend Min Haore for advice, but when he reached Kangang, he found out that Min Haore was going to Yangzhou to find Li Bai himself. He tried to run to meet Min Haore, but a strong wind interrupted their conversation. Li Bai used his writing skills to send a message to Min Haore, who replied in the negative. After this, Li Bai and Gaxi went to the Yellow Crane Tower, where Li Bai again competed with Qiyu's poetry, but this time Gaxi decided to break away from him and join the army. Gaxi defeated the leader of the frontline cavalry and was made the captain of Jiju's 2nd Cavalry on the emperor's order, but Jiju's army faced enemy kittens who were constantly trapping them. Defeated, the emperor ordered the army to retreat. Gaxi did not accept this. He left the army and soon wrote a new poem expressing his displeasure. Then Li Bai came looking for Gaoxi again. He told that after the death of his father-in-law, he went on a journey and now he is a disciple of Toastmaster Danu. He also made a shocking revelation that Lushan is planning an attack on northern Tang. Then General Gu attacked them and threatened to kill Li Bai for knowing this secret. But Gaoxi fearlessly drove away the Pingal army by giving a threat. Later, Gujan told that he has been blamed for a fire in a military camp and will soon be hanged. Gaoxi told Governor Jasnaline that Li Bai tried to save Gus, but he was unable to fight the soldiers. Then Gaoxi arrived with the governor's pardon and saved Gu from death. The three friends spent some time alone and thought about the next step. Gaoxi reminded Li Bai of their first meeting, to which Li Bai fixed another date to meet in the next 10 years. Gaoxi returned to San and focused on writing. The dream of serving the emperor now seemed a distant dream because officials wanted praise more than poems. Every major official avoided Gaxi because of the poetry he wrote in Jiju. After 10 years, Li Bai sent Gaxi a letter in which he told that he had got a place in the court on the recommendation of Prince Yejun. He invited Gaxi to come to Chang'an so that he could take a shortcut and become an official. Gaxi reached Chang'an and saw that Li Bai's fans were standing around its gate. He also met the young Du whom he had met at the banquet. He found out that Li Bai was at the Kuzang house where he was drinking, and at the Dasig house, Gaxi saw that Li Bai was so drunk that he did not remember that he had invited Gaxi. Angered by this habit of Li Bai, Gaxi returned to Shenyu. A few years later, an old man came to meet Gaxi. The man was none other than Li Bai, and this time he was fully conscious. He told that now there is a courtier in the palace. No one liked him in Lanzhou because the emperor's wife was angry with him and his wife had also passed away. Now he wanted to become a tail-waist priest and asked Gaxi and Du to support him. During his monastic ceremony at the Jain temple, Gaxi and Du braved the rain and hot sun to stand by him until he found his monastic belt. They celebrated by drinking and celebrating until the morning. But Gaxi soon decided to go to Lanzhou and serve as a military secretary with Governor Jaswan. Li Bai was upset to see his friend go like this. He challenged Gaxi to a wrestling match. Gaxi accepted the challenge and won like in the old days. In Lanzhou, Gaxi served with the governor in the war against Tabo. Despite having 300 soldiers, Tabo imprisoned them in the stone fort for a year. During this time, Gaxi continued to serve as a secretary. He met Li Bai again in Xingang, where he heard that Li Bai had married a new man. Meanwhile, the Tang Empire was falling apart. Many generals were killed. Jealous of the throne, Yan Lushan rebelled against Tang. Even Governor Jesenline, music, he won over many generals, royal family members and poets to his side. Li Bai wrote 11 poems in support of Prince Yong, which revealed the betrayal to Gaoxi. Prince Yong and all his associates were sentenced to death for betrayal, including Li Bai. Although Li Bai's wife offered to go to the mountain and live alone, Gaoxi put Li Bai in prison so that rumors about their friendship do not spread. Eventually, Baji apologized to the emperor for Li Bai and Gaoxi got Li Bai's punishment pardoned. Gaoxi returned to writing in Shanggu after a while. He was called back as an imperial advisor. But this happened a year after the death of his friend Li Bai. The Tang Empire remained peaceful even after Gaoxi's death, and with this the movie ends. See you in the next video with some other awesome explanation, and until then allow me to say hello.